Well, folks, let me tell you the story of Nikki Haley, who sold everything and got nothing in return. Donald Trump just came out saying that Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo will have no role in his administration, and under no circumstances will he allow them back in. This was only a few weeks after conservatives like Ben Shapiro made the argument that Donald Trump will in fact have guardrails around him in the form of people like Mike Pompeo or other center-right conservatives. Listen to Ben Shapiro making this argument.
From a policy perspective, do you think a Harris administration would be better on Israel than a Trump administration?
I do, because it would be staffed by sane people. And what we have, again, do you want Mr. Pillow guy in the conversation with Mike Flynn and who? Candace Owens? Who's going to be in there? Jack Posobiec? I mean, like,
no. I mean, on his Israel policy, Mike Pompeo and David Friedman are the most likely people to be in the administration, and on Kamala Harris's side, it's most likely to be Philip Gordon.
Surrounded by grifters and maniacs.
Sam, I know precisely the people talking to him. Right? So that.
Do you know the people talking to him? Because Donald Trump just came out and essentially purposefully humiliated Nikki Haley after she bent the knee. Now, Donald Trump said, "I will not be inviting former Ambassador Nikki Haley or former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation." Now, to lay the groundwork, this article came out a few months ago. Nikki Haley bends the knee to Trump, humiliates all of her supporters. After Nikki Haley ran a campaign in the GOP primary saying that Donald Trump was unfit to serve, that he doesn't understand the Constitution, that he's too old to serve, she then bent the knee and endorsed him and got absolutely nothing out of it. Let's break down this tragic but also hilarious story. Drop a like, subscribe to join the resistance, and let's jump in with this article that reads, "By announcing her intention to vote for Donald Trump for president, Nikki Haley did the most Nikki Haley thing possible. She caved to Trump and depressed every conservative never-Trumper who pulled the lever for her." Now, there were a lot of rumors going around in Republican circles that Nikki Haley could be the Secretary of State. There are also rumors going around in far-right circles that Mike Pompeo is working to have Julian Assange assassinated. So these people hate Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo for very different reasons. For those paying close attention, this outcome was predictable given the last decade or so of Nikki Haley's career. Perhaps a quick recap is in order. In 2015, she criticized Trump's temperament, saying, quote, "That's not who we are as Republicans. That's not what we do." In her 2016 State of the Union response to then President Barack Obama, Haley cryptically warned, quote, "During anxious times, it can be tempting to follow the siren of the angriest voice. Everything a governor doesn't want in a president," is what she called Trump a few months later. Next, Haley admitted she would vote for Trump in 2016, but said she was not a fan. The rosy view lasted until the January 6th Capitol riot, which inspired Haley to say, quote, "We need to acknowledge Trump let us down. He went down a path he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him. We shouldn't have listened to him." By October of 2021, Haley had changed her tune again, saying of Trump, quote, "We need him in the Republican Party." Then she challenged him during the primary, saying that he is unfit and he is convicted of crimes, and that Kamala Harris could beat him. She was wrong on that last one, unfortunately. But this takes us to present day, when Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, "I will not be inviting former Ambassador Nikki Haley or former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to join the Trump administration, which is currently in formation. I very much enjoyed and appreciated working with them closely and would like to thank them for their service to our country. Make America great again." Now, there's a few questions out here. Why did Trump feel the need to publicly fire them, or like pre-fire them, fire them before he even hired them? Again, it's to quell the concerns of his MAGA fan base, who, number one, think Nikki Haley is a neoconservative, and people who think that Mike Pompeo is a deep state person arranging for Julian Assange to be whacked. Number two, why is Donald Trump not allowing Nikki Haley if Susie Wiles wants there to be more straight, moderate people in the cabinet? Well, it fits a theory that Donald Trump wants absolute loyalty, and people like Nikki Haley won't be loyal to Donald Trump fully. She has shown that. We just showed that Nikki Haley goes back and forth. She is a flip-flopper, and Mike Pompeo is actually pretty pro-Ukraine. I'm not sure Donald Trump wants that. And just for some more insights, let's read the replies to his Truth Social post. The first one says, "That's my president. I just puked in my mouth." The next one says, "Liz Cheney purposely withheld January 6th evidence that would have exonerated President President Trump years ago, election interference, read truth if you want her held accountable and be criminally prosecuted for her crimes. Number one, there's typos. Number two, there's 2 spaces right here, and it still gets over 500 retruths or whatever you want to call it. People are calling for Liz Cheney to be locked up and criminally prosecuted because she dissented, because she acted as a guardrail, and that is what Donald Trump does not want with Nikki Haley. Let's keep scrolling down these replies because it's kind of just funny. The criminal mastermind responsible for January 6th, read truth if you agree, and it's just Nancy Pelosi's face. This one says, crimes against humanity, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Geez, every single reply are people calling for people to be locked up. Anthony Fauci, Nancy Pelosi, Liz Cheney. Oh, the next one. I hope the Netherlands convicts Bill Gates and puts him in prison for life. Read truth if you want to see the same. What is this weird ecosystem that I've just stumbled upon? The next says, Jesus is my savior, Trump is my president. Jesus loved nothing more than prosecuting his political opponents. You know, Jesus did not like to forgive or forget. He just hated Dr. Anthony Fauci. This is just racist. Hiring for diversity instead of merit has failed America, and it's multiple black people. It's Pete Buttigieg for being gay. This is just absolutely absurd. I can't do this anymore. But then we got amazing articles like one's titled, Nikki Haley calls on all Republicans to bend the knee to Trump like she did. And just take a look at how humiliating this video is. I don't like to talk bad about people. I respected Nikki Haley at one point when she was running and calling out Donald Trump for being unfit, but it's honestly pathetic to just flip like that when you know this person is a threat to democracy. Take a look.
My fellow Republicans.
Oh, yeah.
President Trump asked me to speak to this convention in the name of unity. It was a gracious invitation, and I was happy to accept. I'll start by making one thing perfectly clear. Donald Trump has my strong endorsement, period.
Tristan Snell on Twitter says, breaking, Trump rejects Nikki Haley, says there'll be zero role for her in his administration. This comes after Haley dropped her opposition to Trump and supported him. Haley could have opposed Trump and endorsed Harris or run as an independent. Instead, she put America last. Art Candy said, I'm here for it. Karma moves swiftly. McFick said he goes bad on everyone once he doesn't need them. And it's even more than that. It's the fact that this signifies Donald Trump is going for a less center-right stance on foreign policy. People like Nikki Haley and even Mike Pompeo, who is an absolute grifter freak, is probably more pro-Ukraine than somebody like Elon Musk, who we know pushes Russian conspiracy theories. So the point is, Donald Trump is opting out for these traditional conservatives who may have better foreign policy. I mean, you and I disagree with Nikki Haley on just about everything, but I think Nikki Haley understands America's role in the world. She's been ardently pro-Ukraine in a way that Trump has not, and Trump said no, because all of his supporters think Mike Pompeo and Nikki Haley are a part of the deep state and are too much of neoconservatives. They're not populist enough. We'll break this down in other videos. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to join this pro-democracy community. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.